Hi everyone, it's Beck here for Swirlydoos Kit Club, and today I'm going to be showing you how I made this Dreamcatcher where I used the embroidery hoop that came in the April kit Purple Haze. So all I did to start with is I've taken the hoop and I've given it a spray of white gesso just to cover it up. If you haven't used the spray gesso before, make sure you do it outside because the fumes are quite strong on that one. The next thing I'm doing is I've taken, it's like a Rhinestone Trim that came with the December 2015 kit, and I'm taking it just to wrap around my hoop just to give it, I don't know, some interest and so it's not so plain. You don't have to use a trim like this, you could use some ribbon or some lace, or even leave it plain if that's what you liked. So just whatever you have sitting around at home will work perfectly. And I just went around the whole thing. So you need something reasonably long that will go around the whole hoop. So here's what happens when I've finished it. Now to get one for that little piece in between the screw, I've just unscrewed the screw, looped a bit of the rhinestone through and then screwed it back together, just so I didn't have a bit missing. The next thing I'm going to do is start making the netting for the Dreamcatcher. What I've used is just some white embroidery cotton, only because that's just what I had at home that was like the right thickness, but you could use anything, twine or string or whatever you have. I'm going to speed this up really fast, my threading of it. I have put a link in the description box to the video where I learned how to make these. There's quite a lot of different videos and posts around on making Dreamcatchers, but I'll link the one that I used down below. This is my first attempt at this, so I ended up having a bit of a mistake in the middle. I couldn't quite figure out how to finish it off, but I mean, you can't really tell. Maybe next time I'll do it a lot better. So you just keep going round and round in circles until you get to the middle. It did get a bit fiddly, so I have stopped the camera at some point and I just finished it off camera. So here is my finished hoop. As you can see, it's not quite perfect in the middle. It stops having the same kind of pattern, but that's alright. I still like how it turned out. So what I've got to embellish this is I've taken some of those little wooden butterflies, the Kaisercraft ones, which were in the main kit for April, and I've just coloured them with the blue Fern embossing powder in cotton candy. Next I've taken a couple of blue Fern flourish chipboard pieces, and I have coloured those in the blue Fern embossing powder in, oh there we go, it's clear, in Sea Mist. So that's what colour I used for that. It's a very pretty light teal colour. I'm also going to be using the resin piece which came in the main kit for April, some Prima flowers, and also I have some feathers which I've just threaded a few beads onto the top of those just for some extra interest. Also I've grabbed a whole heap of lace that I had sitting around. I didn't have any of the teal colour lace, so I've just dyed that with the Prima Colour Bloom Spray in soft teal. So I just did a couple of bits teal, and I've got a few light pink pieces in there and some white ones. They were pretty much all just the end bits of lace or lace I didn't really like very much that I had a big bag full of. So it's a great way to use up stuff like that. Next I started by adding the feathers to the Dreamcatcher. These are just threaded with the same cotton that I made the netting with. And I'm going to have 5 feathers, and I wanted the one in the middle to be the longest, and then go up shorter to the sides. As you can see, I didn't quite get the length right on that one, so I just retie it. The feathers that I bought are just from like a bargain craft store. They were really cheap, like $2 for a whole bag of feathers. So I just picked out the bigger ones. And the beads are the same, they're just from the craft store. So you can use any sort of bead you like, whatever goes with your colour combination. So next I'm going to start with the adding all the lace and ribbon. So all I do is I fold it in half and just fold it over the hoop and amongst the little weavings there. I haven't glued these down at all, I've just tied them over. And then I thought if I didn't like it at the end I'd move them, but I actually left them the way they were. I'm just trying to get the colours so I don't have all one colour together, I have it spaced out a bit and all different types of ribbons and lace, just so it looks a bit kind of eccentric, I suppose. I didn't want it really uniform. So once I was happy with that, I started by adding my Chipboard Flourishes. I'm using hot glue for this. I'm not a fan of hot glue, but for this sort of project it really is the only thing that works the best. And next is the little resin fountain. I actually stuck that on crooked, but then once it dried I couldn't do much about that, so it's slightly off centre. That's alright. My daughter goes in her room and she doesn't seem to mind. We won't tell her. And then I just add on some flowers. And next, just the little butterflies. So that's all I put on that piece. It was really easy. It took me hardly any time at all. And the only other thing I did too is I added a bit more ribbon to the top, so I could tie it to the wall, and a couple more flowers and a little butterfly. And that was it. It was really easy to make and lots of fun, and a great use for that embroidery hoop that comes in the kit. So remember, if you'd like one of your own kits, head to swirlydoos.com to order yours. They're always great and lots of coordination in them. And also head to the Facebook gallery or the forum.